Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another figure review. If you watched the previous Berserk, Guts in the Berserk Armor figure review, I'm literally shooting this a minute after I shot this previous one, but these videos will probably come out in different time slots. However, as you can tell right in front of you, what you see right here is Nia. This is a figure from GoodSMILE company, by the way. I have to put this out there. I pre-ordered this through Crunchyroll. It is official from Nintendo, by the way. There's a little, let me see if I can zoom it in here. There's the official Nintendo sigil over here, a stamp of approval. And this is the Nia, Awakened Nia, figure from GoodSMILE company. Now, this figure is actually super spoiler heavy to Xenoblade Chronicles, well, Xenoblade 2. Okay, I'm not going to say too much out of this because I don't want to get into super spoiler territory. However, I will say this, that while throughout my years of streaming on Twitch, which you can follow in the link down below, I've met a bunch of wonderful and cool people. Some of who I've stayed in touch with, some of who I have not. Some of these people have introduced me to awesome, wonderful game series and whatnot, like the Fire Emblem series and the Xenoblade series. And I've had the pleasure of experiencing a lot of fun moments through that and through those people. Who I also am still with whom I'm still in touch with on Discord every now and then. And one of the games that I was introduced to was the Xenoblade saga. I was not into RPGs at all. At some point along the lines, it came down to the point where one of the viewers knew my love for gacha games and spoke about how the Xenoblade 2 series specifically had a little bit of a gacha mechanic going for it. And yeah, I gave Xenoblade 2 a try. It honestly became one of my favorite games in the Nintendo Switch console. Yeah, I'm not sure if it came out for the Switch or for the Wii U, but I played it on the Switch. Let's just say that I streamed it on the Switch. I had a lot of fun moments, a lot of fun memories coming from it. I loved the story, I loved the characters, and of course, Nia is one of the best girls other than Pyra and Mitra as well. But that all being said, this figure actually is very much spoiler heavy on something that Nia goes through, which I'm not going to go into. And yeah, no, I can't wait. I'm gonna unbox this right now, and I will take a look at how this figure looks. Otherwise, this is, by the way, how she looks in the artworks from the official artworks. This is cool. I like this box a lot. I throw out boxes here and there, but like this whole box right here, it's beautifully. You got like the side view of the figure over here. You got the main proportion, like the whole how it looks in general, and then you get the official artwork on the side, which is beautiful. I really thought about drawing out this box because it's massive. This box is massive. This whole figure is massive. Look at my hand right here. This is my hand, and look how big this figure is. Like, holy F. Like, this is here. It's like 1, 2, just like 3 of my hands, like height-wise. It's in like 3 of my hands, width-wise. So, yeah, let's do this. Let's unbox this. Okay, wow. So I just spent like 5, 6, 7 minutes full on just unboxing this figure. Because I'm not even going to call it a figure, I'm going to call this a statue, because that's what this is, a statue. The Nia Xenoblade 2 Chronicles statue is a statue. It's not a figure. It's not to play around with. I almost made the rookie mistake that a lot of first-time unboxers do, let alone openers, and I skipped through the manual. Now the manual over here is very, very interesting. They have both a Japanese version and an English version, which is cool. Very nice of them to think of the English-speaking crowd. And you get all the little details and instructions on how everything and all the pieces fit together. Very, very important. What is also super, super cool is this little instruction manual right over here, which goes into the little hair support pieces, because this piece, this statue has indeed some hair flowing in the wind kind of pieces, and therefore you get these little stances, which hopefully this will zoom in at some point properly. Come on, zoom in. There we go. So these little things right over here, which are meant to, you just place them behind or on top of the figure, I guess, and oh, they come out too. Okay, good to know. And basically the hair's gonna support on them basically. So when the statue is placed, the hair, which are actually a little bit of heavier pieces, won't be just throwing or putting the figure off balance or throwing too much weight on one area. I will also compliment the fact that the GoodSMILE company provided us with this little display area right here. So it gives you almost like, spoiler alert, when you're opening up crystals and you open in blades, then you get like the little background, like the digitalized pixelated background, which is super cool. This figure could not have come in any safer setup. Like everything to the detail was put into paper or plastic like protection. The hair, let me give you a little example. The hair piece right over here, look how complicated this hair piece is. Look how complicated the hair is. We're gonna attach this to her obviously in a bit, but mind you, to get this out the bat, the hair coloring is absolutely beautiful. Little details right here, and the bow, which will go zoom in a little right there. Nice little details on the bow area right over there as well, and hair shading, it looks absolutely nice, but you can see the complication in the setup. And this is not flocky, this is also not like super delicate, but also not super strong. So when I tell you that this was wrapped in plastic and paper and it was very well protected, and I tell you that if you're a first time figure buyer, do not go into this. Please do not go into this as a kid who's opening up a Christmas present for the first time in their life. Do not destroy or pull the plastic and the paper out, because you probably will damage this. There was a sequence where I was slowly but slowly trying to take the paper away, and at some point I think the paper got stuck in one of the sharp edges, which is also, by the way, mentioned in the instruction manual to be careful. Look, let me zoom in here. Be careful for sharp pointed areas, not because you will hurt yourself. Well, one of the reasons is because you're going to hurt yourself, but two, because you don't want any of these sharp edges, slim and tiny or small sharp edges to get bent over or get or create some friction where it'll just break off. So please pay attention to that. The figure itself is absolutely beautiful, which we're going to go into right now. Let's jump off the bat right over here into Nia's face. I had to take her head out because, again, it was wrapped up in plastic completely, and for a very good reason. Look at the details on her. Her face, let me see if I can get a nice zoom in on her. There we go. I think that's nice. There we go. So her eyes, her head sculpt, her ears, the ears look absolutely nice. It's a little bit of paint work that it's super minuscule right over here. I feel like gold's a little off, and maybe like the hair on the ears could have been done a little bit differently, but it looks super glossy. That's the only minor thing that I have against it. Like, I would have liked a more like hair colored style white on it, but this looks like glossy chrome kind of white. But her face looks absolutely really nice. The eyes are super anime, like super, and I know, like, again, anime, but her eyes are like really super I love the little white paint on the cheek areas, which you can tell over here. But the head sculpt is absolutely nice, though that's not the only thing that stands out. Obviously, she comes with her. I'm gonna save the best for last. So, she comes with her blade, which has these floral, the water stylized. Look at this. This is beautiful. I'm scared of holding this right now because I'm in a very, hold up, I'm in a very awkward filming position for this thing, for this setup that I have right now. But right, let me see if I get, there we go. The handle, beautiful, nice. You get the flowers, like the vines, flower vines coming out from the side, going all the way up there. You got the glove, which a little zoom in over there too. Like, this looks super nice. I'm gonna try not to move it so we don't get that jittery effect on the camera. Just look, the water crystallized over here, like in a flowing motion. It's not, this is like a rapier sword, right? Like, it's like a needle sword, kind of like Shinobu from Demon Slayer, like the pin sword. Yeah, this is beautiful. When I saw the packaging on this, because there's some serious ass packaging on this figure, I could have sworn almost that it was gonna have like other characters in it, or some like a minor present or something alongside that. But yeah, I mean, I went over the hair already, right? I already spoke about the little ponytail, the little ribbon over here to tie the hair up, the support bases. Basically, you have two of those hair pieces. Then you have the base, which is a nice, beautiful, like a crystal. It's supposed to be like, I think it's supposed to symbolize, I think, one of the crystal gems that they use to open up the crystals in the game. If I'm mistaken, I could be wrong. But then the main component of this review, what is it, you ask? And that's the body. I'm so scared touching this right now because this feels super delicate, and even they in the review they say, oh, they have like a little blue spot over here on their hip area, just nice little details. You see, even they say, like, just please be careful, because this specific piece, I think it says on the instruction manual, just be super careful with this piece because it's super delicate. So be careful when handling this. The Nia figure comes with the head already on top of it, but they do some serious nice protection of the whole body, to the point where there was even they basically put plastic between the head and the body just to protect them, just in case the head pops up or anything. So you can put the head back in easily. But yeah, just don't, when you get the figure, don't be afraid to take the head off, just to safely remove the paper or the plastic. Don't just rip the plastic off with it's in between the head and the body sculpt. The dress is absolutely beautifully painted. This is her back area right here. Look at this beautiful paintwork over here in the back. The heels are also beautifully done, like a lot of chrome going on, chrome colors, because obviously it's supposed to be like a metallic kind of weapon view, weapon perspective. I'm trying to hold this as soft as possible. There was a moment actually where I had the head on and I tried to lay her down, and I noticed that the head was supporting a little bit too much on the table. That's why I took the head off, because then it'll lay down easier on the table this way while I'm looking at the pieces. Just little advice, if you want to look at the instruction manual or at the pieces individually a little bit more by yourself, and you want to lay the piece down, maybe take the head off and then lay the figure down. That's my suggestion. And definitely don't lay it forward, because you don't want the little belt area over here to bend over or get damaged, because I could already see this being an issue. I could already see this belt being a problem if you're not careful with it. Obviously the instruction manual says take care. Right over here you have like the right over here you have like a nice shoes, the kneecaps over here. All of it looks super nice. We're gonna put this figure together, and then I'll get back to this figure and show you guys the definitive version of this. And here you have it, the figure put together. in all its beauty, I honestly am a little worried just looking at it, because I'm not gonna say that this is super fragile like ceramic or anything, or single fall will break it, but I was hoping to place it in a nice presentable location in my display, and I'm already a little scared of placing it a little too high, because I do feel that a stupid or little or dumb push or shove could result in this figure breaking. That's why I'll say, like, don't be like super afraid like to put it somewhere nice in the display, but I just want to say, think about where you're gonna place this in your display, and make sure that if it falls, that it'll fall flat on something like super not far from the ground. Let's just say, like, if you're gonna place it on a shelf, make sure the shelf has enough space to like have it fall right on the shelf still, and make it so where the shelf will fall sideways, but it will at least stay on the table, for example, over here. Not where the space is so narrow that if it falls, it'll fall off and then fall on the floor. That's what I mean. The figure itself was definitely not cheap. I definitely know that I paid a good amount of money for this figure. I'm not gonna say it wasn't like $1,000 or anything, but it's still like a GoodSMILE quality figure, as you could tell, from everything, to the details, to the coloring, to the size of this thing. Like, again, this is like two of my hands high. The sword gives me a little bit of worry, although the sword's not too heavy. I think if you watch my Berserk Guts figure video review, then you'll hear me not really criticizing, but basically talking about how the sword of Guts feels super light and doesn't feel like the anime sword that was described, or the manga sword was described, as this heavy piece of metal slab. But for the figure's sake, it was important that it wasn't too heavy, otherwise it was going to throw the figure off balance. And I think that's what's very important about this sword as well, because it's hanging in the air so much, and it's going to be hanging in the air for the rest of its presentation, that it's not it's not heavy at all. The minor thing that I have some minor issues with right now, and that made me a little bit worried, is indeed the hair. The hair pieces that I spoke about earlier, that the little support bases. I don't know if the support bases are enough to hold the hair up. They did a good job on placing in the support base over here. They did a good job in putting like a metal pin, like not just like a needle pin, like a metal pin, like a ticker pin, to support the figure, so it has some base balance on it. However, I'm not sure how I feel yet. Again, I just opened this figure up right now. I'm just put it together. I don't know if those support pieces, the metal transparent ones, the transparent pieces over there, the sticks over there, are enough to hold the hair up. And the hair is a little bit on the heavier side, I'm not gonna lie. I had to take her head off to put the hair pieces on, because when I tried to put the hair on while she had her head on her body, that became a little bit troublesome, and I wasn't going to risk anything, so I just took the head off. I put the tails on her two ends, and then I put the head piece on the body, which again made me a little bit worried, because again, I'm trying to hold the figure in the right places so that I don't squeeze anything that I'm not supposed to squeeze. Like, there's these little loose belts over here, which is nice. This, I definitely don't want to touch the middle belt area either, that I spoke about. But there is not a bunch of Xenoblade merchandise out there. So if you were looking for a Xenoblade 2 figure and you love Nia, then by all means, and you have the money for it, because this was an investment, I'm not gonna lie, it didn't cost me like a bag of potato chips, a bag of donuts, a bag of rice balls, if you get that reference, you know. But I wanted it, and I wanted to support the series the same way, like, for example, with the Hollow Knight. I bought the Hollow Knight special edition from the company itself. That's why where I can, I'll try and support the Fire Emblem Three Houses series or Fire Emblem in general, just because I did end up enjoying the series. If I see a good Berserk figure, I'll buy it. If I see a good Chainsaw Man figure, which there are a couple statues here and there, but they're just not the type that I'm looking for right now, then I will buy it. And I do want to support the industry. I do want to support the series. I want to show them that even if it's just a minor piece of sales, I still want to show them like, hey, I love your stuff. And this for me was important. I think I waited like a year or two to get this. I think it was 2 years. It was about 2 years, I want to say, that I waited on this figure to arrive, because they were taking pre-orders first, and I think this was still like a good $300 or something a figure. This whole thing. That's why I'm being super cautious with it. But yeah, no, I just wanted to say that like. It was a long wait. I had it in my box for a very long time too. And again, shout out to Crunchyroll, because they did an excellent job in the packaging as well. The box was not damaged at all. The box was super well protected. It felt like it was packaged basically in the same way that you would overpackage something. Well, you put a way bigger box in for the little box that it is, and then, which again, not even a little box really, but then you put a bunch of paper around it just to make sure that there's no more that when the box gets thrown around, that there's no huge bumps in between, that the box is still well taken care of. I appreciate GoodSMILE for putting this little background on it, although I probably won't be using it. But other than that, no, like I love the figure. Like it's an easy 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. I want to say 9.5 more, because the only thing that scares me a little bit is these things right here, these transparent, I keep saying metal, these transparent little supports for the hair. Those are the only thing that worry me a little bit at the moment. Maybe it won't be a big deal, but yeah, that's why that's why I'm taking half a point off. Really, that's just half a point, 9.5 still. Well, because everything else on the figure is perfect. Absolutely perfect. We love Nia here in this household, and we will not accept any disrespect for her. One of my favorite characters in the whole game, and from possibly one of my favorite games on the Switch right now, Xenoblade 2. If you like RPGs, worth a try. Go play it. It's super fun. It may take a little getting used to it. It may be a slow start, but it turns out to a really fun and absolute game. I've had so many good memories from it, and I would definitely play it again if I had more time and I had other games I didn't have to finish. But that being said, thank you for watching this video. I really sincerely hope that you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, if you like the figure, if you have other things you want to know about or ask about, feel free to do so in the comment section down below. If you're going to talk spoilers, please put in all caps spoilers and then your comment right under that. If it's in regards to the game, and I will comment, or just read your comment, obviously. I finished Xenoblade 2, so yeah. Nothing for me, but more for the people that are still interested and are gonna try and get a hold of Xenoblade 2. I guess digitally you can still do it, but like physically, like it'll be a pain in the ass to get a hold of. Regardless, otherwise, have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you with the next review or next topic or next video that I talk about. Please subscribe, that would mean a lot to me, and hit a like button on this video too if you like the review and the details. Have a wonderful day, and take care, and bye.